Hi! I want to start this video off with opening a circle. Let's do this. Calling in the guardians of the eastern gateways, element of air, clarity, winged creatures, feathered creatures. Teach us to work with our higher selves and fly with an eagle-eyed perspective. Thank you for sending your love and bringing your magic, your protection to this circle. I call you into this circle with grace and with gratitude. Guardians of the southern gateways, element of fire, transmutation, transformation, ancestors in this realm, illumination. I'd like to call you into our circle with grace and gratitude. Thank you for lending your love, your magic, your protection to the circle. We are very grateful. Aho. Guardians of the western gateways, element of water, grandmother energy, healing energy, nurturing energy, cleansing, purification, creatures, animals in this quadrant, whale, dolphin for communication. Thank you so much for the love, the magic, the medicine, and the protection that you're bringing to the circle. I'd like to call you into the circle with grace and with gratitude. Sure. Guardians of the northern gateways, Capricorn new moon, grandfather energy, father energy, grounding energy, slow moving animals, elk, deer, discernment, strength, discipline, wisdom, ancestral wisdom. Thank you for bringing your love, your magic, and your protection to this circle. We'd like to call you into this circle with grace and with gratitude. And guardians of the spirit realm, of the element of ether, spirit, all the way to the higher realms, I'd like to call you into this circle with grace and with gratitude. And with that, for now, our container is sealed. Thank you. Amen. Aho. And so it is. And so it is. All right. So, I hope you guys are doing well. Happy Capricorn new moon. Blessed Capricorn new moon. First new moon of the year. There's a lot of releasing happening and a lot of intentions being made. Stay extremely mindful. I want to open up with that because this is the energy that we're working with. Capricorn is very goal-oriented, achievements, money. It's a very useful sign. My moon is in Capricorn, so it's a good time to set intentions around what you want to achieve, especially for the year, for the spring equinox, and for the Capricorn full moon this year, because whatever intentions we set at the new moon come to fruition in the full moon, and so on, right? So hi, if you don't already know, my name is Jaimy, aka the Acacia Goddess. Welcome to my channel, Truth Serum 444 Sacred Wisdom. The topic for today, and of course, guest of honor Mary Jane as always, the topic for today is purpose. purpose and how purpose can save your life. And how it saved mine too. I have notes, as always, because I'm always jotting down downloads and like, that's my chair squeaking, my bad. Downloads and like codes, and I always get a lot of them right before I'm about to go to sleep, and that in-between space that I like to call it the in-between space, because I'm not yet in the astral realms, but I'm not completely here, so I get a lot of downloads, and I keep a journal literally right next to me. Not a body, a journal. So I do have some notes, but other than that, I'm gonna free flow it. I just have like bullet points on little subjects that I wanted to talk about that I felt had to do with this. Okay, where do I start? Excuse me, I'm purging. Hold on. I'll start here. Let's clear this space, shall we? I'm working on my new camera, by the way. Okay. So, when we're talking about purpose, there are levels to this, okay? Because there's the purpose that you've been programmed to have, which is like work, family, kids, house, marriage, repeat. There's the 3D version of purpose, and then there's divine purpose, but we'll get into that soon enough, okay? In my opinion, especially for anyone recovering from addictions, trauma, trying to reintegrate back into society, whether it be from PTSD, plant medicine ceremonies, depression, whatever dark night of the soul that you go through that normally causes a purge, right? After releasing all of that, and after doing the shadow work, and after facing yourself, you're left in this sort of limbo. And for me, what defines the there's a line when you're recovering from something, and finding your purpose can literally be the difference between staying stuck in a pattern and breaking free and finally awakening to what you're meant to do here. To me, it's what sparks that, what ignites that fire in your belly. What makes you passionate? What makes you want to get up in the morning? What makes you want to live? What are your goals, right? The answer to most of these questions will all align to your purpose. Okay, these are questions that I'm inviting you to ask yourself, truly, because we're coming to a moment in this awakening, ascension, however you want to call it, shift, right? To where you need to start asking yourself, why am I here? A lot of the people that I know that struggle with depression, they haven't found their purpose. They don't understand yet. Everything seems hopeless. Everything seems gloomy, and you don't quite know exactly where you're going, what you're doing. And sometimes that's a good place to be at, because that's exactly where you get to make it. It's kind of like a crossroads. Like, are you gonna live in this limbo, or are you going to follow your calling? Your purpose is your calling. Now, since I'm a priestess and this is about sacred wisdom, I'm gonna go ahead and tie in not just purpose, but divine purpose. Okay, what were you put on this planet to do? Seems like a simple question, right? It's not. It took me a while to really truly understand. I knew that I was going to be in a position when I was young. I always knew that I was going to be in a position to where I was going to attract a lot of attention, to where I was going to be using my voice. I didn't know whether it be singing, whether my father's a pastor. He thought I was going to be una pastora, a female pastor. My mom thought I was going to be a famous singer, which I got close, but thank God I didn't end up in that industry. Oof. Yeah, my soul's not for sale, so I don't know how far I would have made it. But I always knew my purpose deep down was like to speak to people. And that my life was going to serve as a testimony. And there were moments when I didn't know how that was going to happen. And I did find myself in a sort of limbo, because what happens is when you've been living under the illusion of what you're supposed to be and who you're programmed to become, finding your divine purpose is sort of an initiation, and it's something that you have to either accept or not accept, kind of like a job, like the Matrix, or like you can live in samsara, or you can follow your calling, right? Now, I find that when you're just, excuse me, hold on. You gotta stay hydrated. Lips, skin, hair, everything. Take care of yourself. When you want to break out of what I call the Matrix and actually step into your divine purpose, and you want to step into your power and fulfill your contract to why you are actually here, these are some things to consider. Okay, what are you passionate about? What talents do you have that I want to say are only exclusive to you, but let's just word it this way, that you feel like you do best? Is it music? Is it painting? Is it speaking? Is it something to do with technology? Is it studying? Like, what is it? Photography, dance? Like, what are you passionate about? Okay. And what talents do you have? Think about that. Now, the next thing you want to consider, if you're going to embrace your purpose fully, right, is, do you have an ability to make an income with that, with what you're passionate about, what your talents are, and the ability to, like, do people need this talent? Me, I have wisdom. I have so many more things to offer, but right now I'll focus on wisdom, knowledge. I have knowledge and experience that others don't. I have access to certain things that others don't, so I'm choosing to serve as a channel to relay these messages and help people, including myself, integrate with this container that I've created, right? So that I can pass this on and people can find their purpose. I understood this when because we all go through a Saturn return, right? The late 20s are not, I mean, they're fun, but it's when you're really starting to figure out who you are. It's what we call the Saturn return. And something clicked in me one day. And I didn't want to live in a repetitive pattern. And I began taking some classes on shadow work. And I started shedding skin and transforming. And I felt this calling inside of me. I felt a calling. And I've always been passionate about magic. I have always been passionate about esoteric wisdom. I've always been passionate about occult studies. I've always been passionate about the I was going to say Luna, the moon, the stars, astrology, divination. I was actually born with a lot of these gifts. Maybe that's where that passion came from. That's another reason why I kind of tied in passion with talent, because it was a talent that I had. I was able to make things happen. And so then I started diving deep into it. And when I went through my Saturn return, I kind of like went off the rails for a bit, you know, and when I finally decided to reclaim my power, step back into my sovereignty, and be like, okay, so what do I actually want to do with my life, right? Because I conquered this, what now? And that's when, you know, while I was healing, I was exposed to magic again, which I've been studying since I was a teenager. But then I started studying and practicing like high magic, and I was like ceremonial magic, as you would say, in like if you're in the actual occult community. And I was like, this is it. This is it. I found it. I loved every second of it, even the parts that were intense and hard. And I found it. I found my purpose. I found something that made me want to live again. So that totally changed the trajectory of my life, truly. And it wasn't just about the plant medicine and yada yada yada. It was about alignment, which is the next thing that I'm gonna get to. Hold on. All right. One second, I'm reading over my notes. I'll read that after I get to these points. So, if you're in this area of like finding where you belong and looking for your why, right? You ask yourself, so how do I find my purpose, Jaimy? What do I do? What are you passionate about? What motivates you? What makes you feel fulfilled and accomplished? How can you make a living or generate money with this? How can you use this to help others? That's it. That's a big one for me. And is it a divine calling? No. Another subject I wanted to touch on is once you do find your purpose and your passion and your divine calling, you have to ask yourself, because we have been working around duality and we know that everything is about balance. Balance is literally the key. So you ask yourself, how can I incorporate this into my life? Right? How can I manifest this vision into the 3D? Alignment. Alignment. You'll know you have found your purpose when it's in alignment with your mind, your heart, your body, and your soul. You'll feel it. You'll feel it. Also, it'll be in alignment with the things that are in alignment with you. It'll be in alignment with your family. It'll be in alignment, let's say you're a parent, it'll be alignment with their schedule, or you can, do you understand? Sometimes your purpose is to be a parent. Sometimes your purpose is, it can be as big as you want it to be, and it can be as, you know, everyone has a reason why they're here on this planet. We all have a contract, okay? And let's say your purpose is to be a parent and to raise children. Who are you raising? What's the divine reason behind you being their parent, behind you being their guardian? If you're birthing a business, what's your purpose? What's the purpose behind what you're doing? What's the reason? What's the divine reason behind what you are manifesting? How is this in alignment with your divine contract? Because yes, we all do have contracts. Yes, we do. Your purpose is your calling. Now, from a spiritual standpoint, it is your mission on earth. If you want to get real deep with it, because of course, it's me. What's your mission here? Beyond your regular roles in life. Beyond being a wife. Beyond being a parent. Beyond working your job. What is your mission on this planet? Because my channel is for magical creatures and souls. What is your mission on this planet? It's very fucking important that you remember why you are here. Like, divinely. What is your mission? What contracts did you make before you incarnated into this avatar? Okay. And also consider that there can be more than one. Usually purpose involves many different things that come into alignment to serve for the higher good and create change. Now, I wanted to say this as well. When you work with the energy stream of alignment, you basically end up falling into your purpose. Now, when you're working with alignment, you have to understand something. It is basically the goal, okay? But not everything is in alignment. Not everything is in alignment with you. Not everything is in alignment with your divine purpose on this planet. And there will come a day where you have to make a decision on if you're going to follow your purpose or if you're going to... Basically, how about this? Evolve or repeat. Did I say it good enough? It's fucking truth serum, right? So, having a purpose will save your life. Having a purpose will save your life. There's more work to do after getting clean. There's more work to do after doing your ceremonies. There's like... What I'm hearing is a priestess's life, shaman priestess's life, is composed of a series of initiations back to back to back to back. Okay, this is all for the evolution of your soul, because as within, so without. Meaning, as you start to embody these frequencies, start standing in your power, standing in walking in alignment, standing in your purpose with sovereignty and grace, that will radiate outward, and it'll be contagious. Just like negativity is contagious, so is high vibrations. So as within, so without. We are living, it's Martin Luther King Day today. We are living, God bless his soul. He's such a beautiful soul. He is such a beautiful soul. We are living in some weird times in this planet. And it's really important that as much of us that wake up, like as many of us as we can wake up, and the ones that wake up can embody these frequencies and can lead by example. So walk in alignment, walk in your purpose, walk in your truth, do it with authenticity and balance it with grace, truly. Now, talking about purpose, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys first. This channel's my baby. I've been nurturing it for a while now. There's a lot of good content on here, in my opinion. There's a lot of content. Excuse me. To leave the playlist on. I saw my soul sister do this, and I was like, and then I got the same download, and I'm reading the lyrics, and the song that just popped up is Nirvana, The Man Who Sold the World. Interesting download. Anyways, that just scattered me. I'm a channel, my bad. So I was talking about what I am preparing to do. This channel's my baby. I've been nurturing it for a while, and I've been doing it my way, and I haven't told anybody on Facebook, on Instagram, or on TikTok, that I have a YouTube channel. And I have a lot of followers on each platform. I haven't even merged the platforms. I've been doing this in private. I was told that I would know when it was time. There were times when I thought I was ready to release it, and then Spirit was like, nope. God, Goddess, source of creation. They were like, nope. Not yet. Divine timing, right? But since it's the first new moon of the year and I'm finally feeling ready, I want to let you guys know first that I am going to be releasing, and I like to call it like a premiere, releasing my my YouTube video for the public and for my soul family and classmates and whoever, my followers. So I'm kind of excited, a little bit nervous, but I'm going with the flow. I'm being me. So, and that also ties into purpose, because I set this intention a long time ago. This channel is some sort of a virtual book of shadows for me. After I started working with plant medicine for a while, I filled up books of wisdom and information that I have received in very sacred spaces. After a while, I was like, what am I supposed to do with all this wisdom? We sat. When I say we, I talk about the plant teachers and mainly like different forms of DMT, like Acacia, Jaimy, Mimosa hostilis, psilocybin, tabaco. Like we've had counsels about how the information that I've received was going to be presented. And so I finally figured, okay, YouTube to me seems like the perfect platform. I've been extremely protective over who watches this content, because I had to go through many different initiations and periods to where the universe had to rip a lot of masks off before I understood what I was creating and how this was going to be manifested, because all of this has been led by my higher self, my plant teachers, Great Spirit. When I say Great Spirit, I say it like the natives, everything around us, Pachamama, the Great I Am, Mikael, Uriel, Rafael, Gabriel, Serafin, Aset, Yeshua HaMashiach, the Great I Am, Sophia, Maria, Maria Magdalena, Kuan Yin, Hecate, Thoth, the entire lineage of wisdom, and my own ancestors in healed space. And so like those have been the main guides on how I have been integrating and processing. And I would like to go ahead and explain this a little bit, since I'm going to be sharing this publicly soon. This is basically me externally processing all of the downloads and all of the wisdom that is ready to be shared Only what I am told is allowed to be shared in a sacred container so that it may reach the right souls, because a lot of the work that I do, not everyone has access to. Not everyone has access to the plant medicine that I have access to. Not everyone has the mentors and the teachers that I have. I don't want to sound condescending, but this is something that I've been charged with and has to be treated extremely sacred, because I am also a part of the psychonaut community, psychedelics and all of that. But when it comes to these subjects and how I receive my information and how I move, I need it to be understood that all of this has been an extremely sacred process to me. And anyone who may watch my videos that may get a tad bit curious, just keep watching, because I will have classes on protocol. I already do have some classes on protocol and set and settings and things of that nature. But I just want you guys to understand that when I do the work that I do it with souls that are meant to do this work. My shaman is one of the most loyal, talented souls that I know. My teacher and mentor is literally wisdom embodied in a human avatar. And I was trained by the best. So please listen to the wisdom, and then don't just jump into thinking that you can do it my way. Okay? I don't know how else to say it. Happy new moon in Capricorn. My moon's in Capricorn. I'm not a bitch, but you know, my moon is. She can make money though. So yeah, this is extremely fitting that I'm doing this, because in this video I covered purpose, I covered alignment, and this to me is in perfect alignment with what I've been manifesting for an extremely long time, what I've been studying for an extremely long time. When I say I put my blood, sweat, and tears in the internships that I've done with the plant teachers that I've sat with, that's not even an understatement. Literal blood, sweat, and tears. I worked extremely hard. And I had to let a lot go. I had to let a lot go so that I can be a leader and be a pioneer, and hopefully my journey will serve as a testimony for anyone who has ever been through what I've been through or is trying to learn what I'm learning. Anyone who is going through a spiritual awakening, beings of light, priestesses that need a safe space to integrate and to process. This is your spot. I've already opened a permanent circle around the channel, and I have very specific and extremely powerful archangels and goddesses and ascended masters protecting this space. If I see any negativity or any maliciousness or any just energy, I'm not even gonna have time for that. We're here for peace, love, harmony, and wisdom and truth. So with that being said, remember, find your purpose. Call in the energy of alignment. Let go of what doesn't serve anymore, even if it hurts. Follow your calling. Keep your connection with the Most High for anything. Because because whatever is aligned with your divine purpose will not be moved out of the way. So be grateful. If you're following your path, then you still have the things that you love. But if you do lose some things on the way, feel it, heal it, and charge it to the game. We got things to do. We got magical things to do. We have a promised land to get to. Okay? So, welcome to my channel. It's an honor to be here. And I'm always sending so much love and light. And I don't know why I'm like, I'm just in this place of gratitude. And I hope you can feel it. Usually I'm a tad bit more, but today I want to send vibes of harmony, alignment, peace, unity, and remember, the change starts within. You got this. Stay blessed.